Okay, this is our map of Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia that comes in the CC cartography book. It has all these different divisions of where the exact areas of these nations end. And it includes the territories of other countries. I found that I like the map here of Oceania a little better. It stands out a little more clearly what the islands and the nation states are. And this is kind of the one that we're going to focus on today as we go to try and draw this. So to begin with, we're going to fold our paper in half the long way, taco style or hot dog style, hoagie style, whatever you want to call it, to borrow from Andrew Pudawa. And then we're going to bend down about a thumb length down the top of your page to make another line. These are going to be your lines of latitude on your paper. So when you open it back up, you can label the middle line as the equator. The top line is 15 degrees north latitude and the bottom one as 15 degrees south latitude. The very edge of your paper then becomes the Tropic of Cancer on top and the Tropic of Capricorn on the bottom. Now to put in the lines of longitude, we'll fold it in half the short way. One time, increase it and fold it in thirds. Open it back up, and then starting at the left side of your paper, you're going to count the very edge of your paper as 120 degrees and move up by 15 degrees. So 135 degrees, 150 degrees, 165 degrees, 180. At 180 degrees, we start counting down. 165 degrees again, and then 150 degrees is the very edge of your paper on the right. Okay, with that, we can get started. So we're going to start with the big island of Papau New Guinea. And I like to just simply draw it like this a little bit with a long skinny tentacle like that-ish. And we're going to cut that island in half. This part of it is part of Indonesia, which we've learned before. And then there's going to be a couple of large islands kind of curving around towards the 50-degree line. And one like teardrop shaped island over here. And this is Papua New Guinea. And then 6 little islands coming off almost in a diamond shape-ish thing towards the 165-degree line. That's the Solomon Islands. Then to the right of the 165, you're going to have Nauru, and I'll need to check my pronunciations, but it's a project for a different day. And past the 180, you're going to have Kiribati. And I think it actually shows like a little island above the equator and another one that's like way over here above the equator, 165. Yeah. But so it had the weirdest shape in the box on the first showed you. Then down, looking in the box of 165, 180, you have a series of islands down here, and that's Tuvalu. In the corner of 165, and underneath the 15 degrees south latitude, there's 2 islands here. That's Vanuatu. And the other corner has a couple islands, and that's Fiji. And of course, there's lots of small islands in it. The next box to the right will have a couple islands, and that's Tonga. North of that is Samoa. And North of that is Pago. Okay, let's move north of the equator. In the very box between the equator and 135, you kind of have a series of islands here, and that's Palau. All over in this area are some little islands, and they're the Federated States of Micronesia. And over here, we have the Marshall Islands. North of those, we have some U.S. territories that are worth noting, so I added in Guam. And coming off of those are the North Marianna Islands. And to put it in perspective, Hawaii is over here. Beneath the 15-degree mark, you have Hawaii after the 165-degree Hawaii. And just for historical significance, I wanted to put in here Midway Islands from the Battle of Midway. Okay, and so now a little story to help us remember these islands. So you can have Mary and Anna gave gum to us. Those are both U.S. territories, so us. Marianna, Guam, us. Paul looked through a microscope and sneezed on Marshall. Palau, Paul looked through a microscope and sneezed. So Micronesia, microsnesia on Marshall, who said, "Now you." And he picked up a creaky bat. Meanwhile, Papa tried to sell a new guinea pig to Solomon. He said the true value of the guinea pigs was worth a van and a tutu. But Solomon wasn't buying it. He said, "I'd like it for free, geez," and he stuck out his tongue. Papa did the same and said, "Oh, pay or go, Pago." So that's what I have for you today, and I hope it helps.